What's up, everybody? My name is Matthew Stratton, helping you create music. And on this channel, I like to do tutorials, unboxing, setup videos, all kinds of good stuff. Just like this one. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you will not miss anything. Alright, so here I am live. I believe the camera's on me this time. And I think I'm good to go. I have nothing fancy going on, nothing special. I just want to do a quick channel update, and I don't really know where I should be looking. The camera's like way over there. There we go. So, what's up, everybody? I see there's two people here. I don't know how to see the chat on this thing, on the thing here. Let's see if I can get to it over here. But anyway, I just want to do a quick update. Here we go. Let me see if I can see the chat on here, if anybody's here. What's up? All right. So, this particular video is about nothing in particular, as far as I'm not going over any gear or anything. I just want to give you an update because I didn't post anything this week, and I like to at least get one video a week out there. So last week I think I did 3 videos. But anyway, thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for the support. What's up, everybody in the chat here? So basically I want to cover my channel. Okay, so obviously, if you're here, you probably know my channel is about music. I do a lot of music stuff, creating music. But what I haven't covered a lot on my channel is my background. So basically, I've been playing music for a long time, man. So I'm 35 years old, right? So check this out. I don't know if you can see this clear. Found this old picture with my the first guitar that was bought for me, right? So I mean, I was like 15, I think. So that's 20 years ago, you know. So I've been playing a long time, right? So check out this other picture. Another punk band. This punk band I was in. Guitar here. I'm wearing a nice fancy skirt. Got my Doc Martens on. Got the mask. Got the you can't see the drummer. Everybody's got their mohawks. Fun time. And I found this other picture too. It's pretty cool. Got my wig going because my head was completely bald. Playing a little bass there. That was a good jam band. You know, I did little vocals, just a little house party that I was playing at, and I did vocals on. The photographer was like, "Turn around, I can't see you," but I was like, "Well, I want to face the people, you know." I turned around for a couple seconds, but you got to get the picture when you can, you know. This is a picture of my home studio. Now, I don't live in this place anymore, but I did have a home studio, so this part behind the window was my bedroom, and then the other side was the studio, man. No, actually, I'm using the selfie. I'm not a left-handed bass player, but I'm using the selfie camera. So I think everything's going to be reversed. So you could probably see all the words are probably reversed. But that's that. So look at this right here. Yeah, cool, got it. Oh, look, it does come up right there, so I can see it. So check out this collection of guitars, man. I don't have any of these guitars anymore, but that guitar eventually got beat up. That's the guitar that was in the other picture. I had stickers all over it. Dude, I threw this thing in the drum sets. We got brutal, man. People got bloodied up at our shows, man. We were crazy. I don't know. I can't really see myself throwing my guitar into drum sets at this point, man. I love them too much now, but man, look at that collection. Anyway, just a little background. So I've been playing music for a little while, but on this channel, I've been doing a lot of NPC live videos, and because that's the gear I have now. So obviously that's the current stuff. So I just wanted to give you a little background, you know what I'm saying? So you know what's going on. What's up, Mr. Basic? Welcome. So Matthew Creating, I know it's going to be backwards. Matthew Creating. So if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, if you're on, have you checked out Noise? You know, I might have, because I think I might have downloaded some free samples or something, because they send me emails, but I haven't really looked too much into it. I just know I get emails every once in a while. Have you checked it out? What is it? Is it good? Are you using any of the one shots or loops or anything? Let me know. Anyway, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, those types of things, at Matthew Creating, you can follow me there if you want. Just in case you didn't know, I am on those different platforms, so I would like to get to a point where I'm at least updating something more regularly, so you can kind of see what's going on more behind the scenes, because like what you see on YouTube is only like a fraction, you know, like 10% of what's going on. I mean, I'm sure for any musician that's on YouTube, because you know, it takes work. And you know, I hope you guys are doing all right. Let me see if anybody's saying anything here. All right, so yeah, guys. For $100 a year, you can download as much as you want and you can keep it forever. That's interesting. Did they limit like how many you could download in a month? Or do you only like download 50 samples a month, or is it just you could just download it for $100 and just keep loading up your hard drive? So they don't limit it. You can just download. That sounds pretty cool. I'll check it out. I spent a whole day looking into my hard drive, I bet. Nice. Very cool. Nice, man. Hey, if you got a SoundCloud or something, share it, and we can check out your music or what have you. Oh yeah, SoundCloud. If you go to at Matthew Creating SoundCloud, I'm there too. So Matthew Stratton is a fairly common name. Lawyers have it. Tons of musicians have it. Like professors have it. All these people have that name. So that's why Matthew Creating is kind of what I'm going for my you know, online presence there. Anywho's, so I just want to cover some other things here. So behind the scenes, right? This is just a channel update, because one of my last big updates was I was going to do my MPC Live Getting Started. And now, if you haven't seen it, MPC Live Getting Started series, there's 26 videos in the playlist. You can check out the playlist. And I completed it. So now what am I going to do? I said I was going to do that. I did it. I completed it. So what's next? Okay. Well, now there's a lot going on. Okay, so I just want to show you a few things I got going on. So I have some notebooks. Okay, so these are some kind of different ideas I have. I'll keep that one closed, right? I keep other notebooks. So this is like ideas that I have for videos. You can see, you know, this one's done. You know, I write down certain ideas. So I got, you know, notebooks full of ideas, right? So I have a lot of video ideas that I haven't used yet, and so I have to get on it. But I've been doing a lot of setup because I want to get everything set up. If you could see, I have a new piece of gear I haven't even shown on my that's funny that you asked that if I'm digging my live track. So about the live track, I actually do dig the live track, and it's on sale. It's $500 now, which is $600. It was $600, so it's $100 left. What's up, France? Greetings. If you don't know, I'm in the United States of America. But yeah, it's cool, international up in the chat. But Mr. Basic, the live track, I actually do dig the live track. It has a very clean sound, like the preamps on there. If I record anything from my gear into it, it's very, very clean. And but it does have its limitations. For example, you one of the limitations is there's no like dedicated effects out. So you're working in an external board, but there's no dedicated send out. So if I wanted to do like a sidechain compressor in a compressor, external compressor, I would have to do a workaround, which would be I'd have to send it out of the monitors out and then back into you know, some of the tracks, which would take away a couple of tracks. So it's limited in certain fashions, but as far as, you know, I could record a YouTube video right on there. I could roll everything in there. I can record, you know, my MPC live, and I can record my vocals on different tracks. And I could take that, and everything's perfectly timed, and I can line it up to my video perfectly. So it's very good for that. And if you've seen the MPC Live Getting Started, that was recorded on the live track. That song, the MPC Live Getting Started, was recorded on the live track. So it has a very good, clean sound. And what's cool about it is you can record on the SD card and go back and mix it. Do you record vocals on your MPC 2.0? Now, I can record vocals now. If you looked at my Getting Started series, I did some vocal samples. I'm not really like a vocalist, but I recorded, you know, MPC Live. I said MPC Live, recorded it and tweaked it. But I think you might be talking about audio tracks, like where you where you're actually using an audio track. But I haven't done it that way yet. No. Thinking about it though. Because the MPC Live as a software is great, but I haven't delved into the software aspect of it too much. But I will be soon. So let's see, what are we saying? I see, no latency problem. Well, if I'm recording into the SD card, yeah, there's no latency. There's no issues. Everything's recorded at the same time. So I'm pushing play on my MPC Live, and it's going MIDI out into my four or five different external pieces of gear, synthesizers and everything. So all those things start playing at once, and I can record them on the 12 different tracks, and then from there I can go back and listen to it and mix it afterwards. That's why the live track's cool. As far as like using it in the software, I did a video about it the one time I tried it, and it seemed to work, but I haven't been using a lot of software. All right, any more questions? I like the questions. Gives me more things to talk about. So here we go. So I have tons of ideas that are in this book, that are in my app in my phone, right? So I haven't yet gotten to them because I've been doing so much behind the scenes with, like I've registered with BMI. I'm copywriting a lot of my music, because you can see I have, you know, 5 or 6 songs on YouTube, but you gotta remember only 10% of my stuff's on YouTube. So like I have so many songs that I'm working on that I want to do a proper release where, you know, where I might not be signed to a record label, but I still want to copyright it and get it out there, and so people can legitimately listen to it. Yeah, you know, the live track is definitely, I would say it's worth $500. You could probably get it used for cheaper now. It just depends on how much gear you have, because you might outgrow it because there's only 12 tracks. They do have the L-12, but that's $1,000. That's a significant price difference. But yeah, man, I'm always like, I'm trying to sketch up different, you know, initials. Like, it's so challenging to come up with good art. Like, I haven't done a lot of artwork. I haven't been practicing art, so I'm trying to sketch out new ideas all the time. So if you're an artist or whatever, you got some good ideas, hit me up. If you could do a logo or something. And then I got this notebook here. This is like I'm at school taking notes, because I watch a lot of videos about music, about video production, and you gotta have notes, because you can't retain all that. You watch it, you can't retain everything. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm in it. I'm in there taking notes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at school. you ever thought of doing a live jam with the MPC on YouTube? Well, actually, I have. I'm actually going to. To be honest, I'm going to. That's one of my video ideas. I want to do like a live jam, and but I'll have to prepare like some stuff because you can't just go live on the MPC Live. You have to prepare. If you look at one of my previous live streams, I actually kind of made a beat on the fly on the MPC Live, but I want to do like a full jam and actually have all my gear in there and tweak it up and kind of have more live elements to it. Yes. But yeah, I wanted to share that stuff, some of these other ideas, more like get personal with you guys more than rather just presenting a video, because there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that you might not see, and yes, for sure. And like I said, I got like 6 videos, maybe more that I need to edit. But if you look over here, I got a new mixer as well, because this is more analog, and I can tweak all the different, the EQs live, or whatever. I can tweak all the individual EQs, and it gives a nice analog sound, or what I think. It has a different sound to it. Like when I listen to stuff out of here compared to the live track, it's just a different kind of sound, which I'm enjoying. I just got this week. That's one of the videos I have to do. And I reset everything up over here. So if you look at all this gear, right? And I also want to share this because I got this Pulse 2, and I bought it, and it didn't really cost full price. These things are expensive. This stuff is expensive. If you look at all this stuff, I just wanted to share this with you. Now, you can get some of this gear. If you look on here, this Pulse 2 is 325 US American dollars. And this ends in 2 hours. So it might go up a little bit, but it retails for $750. So if you look around, you can find gear. Now I might start putting more links in the descriptions to Amazon, because you can, one, there'll be affiliate links, and two, you can actually read the reviews. But if you find it cheaper somewhere else, obviously you can find it. I always search like 5 different places before I buy something. Oh, that's eBay. eBay. The search Pulse 2 on eBay right now is active for another 2 hours. Yeah, Reverb.com. I bought stuff off of Reverb.com for sure. So where I got my Digitone. I actually bought something recently from there that I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep that in the background. I did buy something from Reverb.com recently, and I just got it today. Pulse is great. The Pulse is great. Actually, I really love the Pulse. It is fantastic. And I also like layering. I have my Pulse and I have a Minotaur. I like layering them too and getting like different sounds. Dude, it's amazing what you can do on that machine. Yeah. Anyways, guys, check me out. I've been working on getting my name on Spotify, iTunes, all that type of stuff. Bandcamp. I got a Bandcamp link on my YouTube page. If you want, you could check that out. I got 2 songs on there. Like I said, I'm trying to copyright a bunch of stuff before I put it out. But I do have the Getting Started song out, and that's my song. That's the song I'm getting started on. You know what I'm saying? That song has more than one meaning. And it's getting started with the MPC Live. It's getting started with my music again, and everything like that. And that's another good point I wanted to talk about. That's my last main point. Is it's like that. That's me there, right? That was 18 years ago probably. So I go through time periods where I will make music for a while, but then I got to figure out, like, life changes, then I got to get a new job, then that takes away from the music, this and that. I went to college for 4 years, And then I wasn't able to really seriously try to make music for 4 years, but then I got a job and I had to transition into the job for a couple years, and now I'm just now getting to the point where I'm settled, making money, where I can buy gear, make music. I have time to, make the music because I'm not working and going to school, doing all these things at once. So, yeah, I'm working, but I'm not going to school. So, instead of going to school, I can make music. You see what I'm saying? So, this is why I say continue to create, because maybe some of you guys are out there and you stop making music and you want to start again. It's just do it. Just do it. Like whatever you got. Download a free program online. Download some demos or whatever. Just start making music. There should be nothing stopping you. Anyways, what else is good? Is that a digitone? Oh, yeah, that's a digitone. I have actually a digitone jam. MPC Live and a digitone jam. Maybe I'll link it in the description afterwards, so you can check it out or just search. Basically, if you put MPC Live and digitone in a search, in YouTube search, that should come up. Yes. Yeah, it's me. It was like an overhead view with my MPC Live and a digitone, next to next. Like side by side, right next to each other. I seen that. That was me. That was my jam. And it's funny, because now that I've been doing this a little while, a little over a year and a half, like my first few months was just me trying to figure out YouTube and how to work it. I would say I didn't really get serious until about January, where I was like, okay, let me try to actually put some videos up here. But I've been doing it a little while, and it's funny, just yesterday, I don't know if you guys are aware of this big MPC Live 2.2.2.1 controversy out there. But somebody took one of my videos and made like a meme, I don't know what you call them, where they like made the video, like they took me updating the MPC Live, and like right when I push update, there's this big explosion. And I thought that was funny, that somebody hijacks my video to make that. But anyway, the longer I'm out there, I'm sure more people will hijack my stuff. So that's why I'm trying to get stuff copyrighted. Anyway, why so many tracks on your new mixer? Why not so many tracks? Well, I have the live track L-12, and I actually still have it. It's down here. It's still like a really, really good. It's got that nice compressor on there too for your voice and everything. But well, so basically, if you look at the mixer here, it's 22 track, and it's a 22 multi-track USB recorder. Well, okay, so it doesn't have the SD card option like the live track, but it has way more tracks, and I only paid $60 more for it than I did the live track. And it has all the EQs, and every single channel, all 22 channels, can get sent to software, USB. And I haven't done a lot of testing, but everything shows up. Because I've only had it this week. I got it this week. But everything shows up in there. And there's just different options. I'm thinking about trying to do my MPC Live in the software mode and testing that out for a few months and seeing how I like it, because it just seems like I love the standalone mode. But with all those inputs, I'll be able to record easier. So, but yeah, 22. But these two tracks are returns from the computer, right? So those are taking up from the computer. And then I have like ridiculous, like the digitone is stereo. My Pulse 2 is stereo, but you can do mono too. Wardlow, the Blofeld stereo. The Minotaur's mono. The MPC Live has 6 outputs. So the more gear you have, the more inputs you're going to have. Right? I considered getting the 12-track version of the Soundcraft, but I was like, wait. I'm just going to want to buy the new one because I have so much stuff, and if you get the syndrome, you're just going to want to buy more stuff. Which DAWs do you use? Polypopo, what's up? Congratulations, bro. Thanks, man. Actually heard about it through your videos, your unboxing videos. So thanks for sharing the video. Which DAWs do you use? Well, okay. I have a lot of DAWs. So I started, if you want to get the background, I mean, the first software that I used was like Fast Tracker for DAWs, and that was the first audio program I used. So you go ahead and, that was, 20 years ago. But the first one I learned on was Cubase LE because it came with the first sound card that I bought. It was it's like a Lexicon sound card when it was like $60 or something. So I started on that, which was fine, but then I bought something that had Ableton Live in it, and then once I found Ableton Live, that brought me to a whole new world because there's so many options in Ableton Live. So I used Ableton Live for a few years, and I made many songs on it, and it was great. But there's a certain point where I just get confused because there's two different views in it, so it's hard for me to shut out one view and the other. On the Ableton Live, I wish there was a way to, if you were in like the scrolling view, what do you call that? Not the session view, the other, I don't know, I forget. I haven't used it in a while, but there was a way to shut down the other mode. It's weird. So basically what got me off of Ableton Live is I bought a machine. Like when the machine first came out, I bought a machine, and I was trying to use Machine in Ableton Live, and it was a headache getting it to sync, getting it to getting the bars to line up properly with the beat and then the audio tracks. And I was like, this is ridiculous because now I have Machine, the two views in Ableton Live, and I'm trying to sync everything. It was just too much. And so that really discouraged me for a while. So I wasn't making music for a while with the machine, and then that's why. And then the MPC Live came out, so that got me going again. But if Machine would have just came out with audio tracks in the machine, I would have been fine because I could scratch out all my ideas. I could do my drum beat, get my bass, get my guitar, play everything in the machine, and that would have been legit. But I read an article where Machine was like, we are not going to put audio tracks in our software because we are, targeting a certain group of producers, so that's not in our plans. Now, recently, I guess they're coming out with some new way to do audio tracks. But they told me that, and that just threw me off the Machine. So I was like, well, how do I do it? Maybe do I do everything in Ableton Live? But then MPC Live came, so it has audio tracks. So I want to just see what I can do on the audio tracks on here. I thought, Mr. Basic says, I thought I'd go computerless. Now I will stay hybrid to record. Learning Studio One now. I failed at Ableton Live, or it failed me. Yeah, Ableton Live. Like you can do a lot with it, but it's just, everything's so disjointed. I don't know. That Studio One, I haven't used it. It looks nice though. When I see people use it, watch videos and see people use it, looks nice. Let me know how that goes for you, Mr. Basic. I gotta drink some. What's up, guys? Okie dokie. Alright. So which DAWs do I use? Or DAWs? Right now I'm using Ableton Live. Actually, I'm not even using any right now. I'm going to start using the MPC Live. Now, I did buy Pro Tools, but that thing looks so ridiculously complicated for what I just want to record some audio tracks in there and do some basic sound ideas. So I don't know when I'll get into Pro Tools and if I will get into it, but I do have it, but I haven't used it yet because it's a big learning curve. Yeah, let me know. Let me know, Mr. Basic, because I definitely have considered, and actually I looked at the I think Studio One comes with the PreSonus mixer they have. It's kind of like this mixer that I have here, but they have a bunch of different versions. They have like the 8, the 12, the 18, the 24, something like that. And so I was definitely looking at that, but yeah, it's just it's like I just saw bad reviews. I just heard bad reviews, and if you look, and if you search for the I think it's called the Studio Live on YouTube, it's really bad reviews. So these YouTube videos that we do, that I do, that Mr. Basic you're going to be doing, they really do help or hurt a company. Because I saw that PreSonus video and people were moving the knobs and it was like making a sound in the speaker, and I was like, can't vibe with that. But like I said, I saw some videos, some other different videos about the Soundcraft, like Polypopo videos. There's and a bunch of other. I put a few hours in watching the videos about the Soundcraft and how it works with Pro Tools and how you can route everything in through the Soundcraft and create a master, like a print track to give it that sound, because you can, there's effects on here and there you can use the EQ, and so that's why I went with the Soundcraft. Why the mixer? Well, one, I had to. Okay, so if you're just joining me, I got this right here. This is the Soundcraft Signature 22. This is the multi-track version. So it has 22 channels. Each channel has a send and return that you can send to your USB software. Okay, so not only is it a standalone mixer where I could do everything standalone like I've been doing, but I could send 22 tracks into my software. Alright, so far I really like this machine. I'm still like setting the levels, messing with the EQs and stuff, because this is, I'm not going to go too much on the EQs, but there's like, these are unique EQs. They like work in a certain way, right? And they're like there's two sweepable mid EQs on here, the treble and then the bass EQ. Now it doesn't have a built-in compressor. The live track had a built-in compressor, which is good for it was good for if I was doing voiceovers, and it still is. When I do voiceovers, the compressor is pretty good on the live track. But yeah, 22. So basically, there's a certain point where 12 tracks just wasn't enough, and I wanted to send stuff out of the mixer and then back into it. And then the live track only has like one set of monitor outs. It's not really a real auxiliary output. And then you have to take your 2 tracks from your live track to do that. So then you have even less options. So on here, you know, I have aux sends, I have group sends. I could send that out to some stuff and then bring it back in. Compressor, what have you. And it also has 2. I've only messed with these effects a little bit, but it has lexicon reverbs on here. Really good sounding from what I've heard so far. And there's also choruses and delays, and you can have 2 effects tracks built in. Good stuff. The key is to have separate tracks to mix later rather than stereo songs. Changes the game. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head right there. Because you could buy, like, okay, so I had a Behringer 12 channel mixer, and I was sending that 12 channel mixer into a one of those H1 Zoom recorders, and I could record everything into that H1 recorder, but there was no mastering or mixing afterwards. Well, you can master it, but you can't mix it afterwards. It's just that one take is all you get. But if you have the multiple tracks separated, you could record a live session. Like I could record a live jam, tweak all the knobs, do everything, and it's live, so it's kind of unpredictable because you're going to be boosting and lowering and EQing. So live, it might sound a little off, but you could always go back to those individual tracks, change the settings on the different levels. You can EQ, add effects if you want to each separate individual levels, and re-record that, and you could release that live jam, like say on Bandcamp or Spotify or something like that. So that's why you want to have a lot of channels and individual channels. I haven't, Bobby says, so you do any guitar into the mixer so far? I haven't. You got me looking at my guitars over there. Like, should I plug in the guitar? But if I plugged it in live now, you wouldn't get it direct. You would hear it through my speakers, my loudspeakers. I have 4 high Z inputs on this mixer. The L-12 does have 2 high Z inputs, and I did record guitar in there, and it sounded fine. But yeah, there are high Z guitar inputs on here. And there's just a button. I wish I had another camera, but there's a button right there. You just push that when you have your guitar plugged in. You can plug in direct, push that, and record your guitar. YLR. Yeah, I love these questions. Any more questions? I'll answer to my best of my knowledge. I'll tell you why I do certain things while I'm here. But Mr. Basic, yeah, what kind of music, if you're still here, what kind of music are you gonna release, like music videos on the channel? Are you gonna do tutorial videos? What's going on with that? The XR, okay, so Bobby says, what do you think about the XR18 Behringer mixer? Ambient now. Okay, I'll check out that ambient stuff. I like to listen to the ambient stuff sometimes to hear the different textures, because you can get some cool textures out of stuff. Man, what are you using? Are you using like the Digitone or what? Oh, you did one last week? I'll check it out. The XR18, sorry, I got ADD, a mild form of ADD. I'm probably have full-blown ADD, but my parents did not want to put me on any kind of medication. Behringer, what is it, X18? Oh, look at that thing. I wish I could, see, I need to get my live stream game up. Shoot, I don't know anything about the Behringer mixer. It looks cool. Definitely looks cool. The XR18. Let's see, XR. Oh, yeah. How many inputs does that have? 18? That looks cool. I don't know. I haven't really done any research on the XR18, but it does look functional. Also, I will say, Behringer does have a mixer like this with, it has sends, inserts, everything. It's like 12, they have a 12 track and a 16 track, and they released it a while ago, like 2011 or 2012, before any of this other stuff. And you can use it, and it does have like a USB stick recorder, and it's FireWire and USB, and all the channels are individual on those too, and it is for a lower price point too if you're looking for something like this. But again, it, I just read some different iffy reviews of it just stopping working out of nowhere on people, and you can't really find them used. I couldn't find them used, but it's like $400 for the 12 track, and it's like a couple $100 more for the 16 track. So the price is good. It's USB, everything else, individual tracks out, and it has sends and inserts, which was a big plus. I mean, I didn't even know about that before I bought the live track. Sorry, gotta wet the whistle. The XR18 rocks. Yeah, it does look cool. It definitely looks cool. And anything with multiple inputs, man, it's awesome. If you're going to be recording live, like if you're doing live jams, if you're doing live electronic jams, even if you're doing live, you got a band with acoustic drums, bass, guitar, live, multiple inputs is key, because you could go back and mix it later. And that's why the live track's key, and that's the marketing. Zoom, they know how to market. They know how to market. They've been in the game a while. They definitely make adequate equipment. Like their inputs are clean, like the preamps are clean. Like when I record on that Zoom, the L-12, when I record on the H1, very clean sound. And they have money to advertise, so they have the advertising going for them. So a lot of people are hearing about the L-12, but they don't know about the other options, and it's like a newer thing. But they don't know you can get the Soundcraft that has 22 individual, USB outs, and then the Behringer has that one I was telling you about, and then PreSonus has one. Yeah, but the thing the live track has is geared for live jams. So that's why they have the SD card on there, and you record your individual tracks on the SD card. So you could be at a gig and mix everything through your mixer, your live track L-12, record all those tracks separate, and you can record your actual session in a separate master track. Come back later, and you can listen to it and be like, okay, what can I do different? Or, you know what I'm saying? Let's hear what it sounds like soloing out these parts. Or you could remix it, you could remaster it. So that's why the live track's good. But, shoot, when would you say you need a mixer? Well, it depends on what you got going on. I mean, I don't have that Behringer in here, but I bought my first mixer was a Behringer, okay? And it cost like $50. And I had a microphone going into it, I had my guitar going in it, and I had my MPC Live going into it. And it was fantastic, but it didn't really have any more inputs. So basically, I would, as soon as you have more than one piece of gear, you need a mixer. What about the MPCs? Sorry, I'm reading. I'll read it out loud so I don't create dead space. What about the MPC internal mixer? The MPC's internal mixer. Too limited compared to in hardware mixer. Well, yeah, the thing about yeah, definitely too limited. Yeah, you're fine, French. Cool, that's no problem. I think I understand what you're saying, so that's cool. What about the MPC's internal mixer? So the internal mixer on the MPC, now I have a live, and the live only has input 1 and input 2. You can only use 2 inputs at one time. So you only have 2 inputs. Yeah, you can use the MPC Live mixer internally if you're doing everything on the MPC Live. Yeah, you can mix in there. You could mix in there. You could get a controller like this. The cord control. They even have newer ones. Plug this USB in there, and you can fade the individual tracks now. The 2.2 software firmware added to where you can use this as a mixer. So if you're doing everything in your MPC, you're golden. But if you have a bunch of synths you're plugging in there, it's not really optimal, I would say. And if you're doing a microphone, it's probably not optimal either. But yeah, that's another video I want to do. You can use this as a mixer for the MPC. There's so much stuff that you can do in the MPC I haven't covered that I want to cover, that I'm going to cover. It's just going to take a little time. And I'll get to it. And then launch control as well. One thing I wanted to share about the launch control is you could see this thing has 16 different knobs. And this is kind of off subject to the mixer, but I saw it there and it got me kind of excited. The 2.2 software makes it where you can, if you have this connected to the software, it makes it to where you can assign all 16 of these knobs to the Q links. What? Because I know some people got the thought, and it's one of the selling points of the MPC-X. Like if you got a live, you only have the 4 Q links, and it's kind of limited. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, you can. It's functional, but if you're playing live, if you want to do a bunch of stuff, you want to have more Q links to access at once. Problem solved, right there. You just connect this, boom, you have access to all the Q links. Totally cool. Yeah, totally plug in the launch control, and you have your different buttons here that you can assign to different parameters. I believe you can assign it to mutes and solos as well, but I'm just now learning. I just now went into it yesterday and assigned it, so that's why I haven't done a video yet, because I want to kind of learn it more inside and out before I do a video. But yeah, it's definitely. If you got MIDI gear, definitely. What's up, Thomas K? How's it going today? Any more questions? Oh, looks like I missed one. Do you have anything from Teenage Engineering? I have. These are the guys that I have from TJ. I have this one. I have this one, the Office, and the robot, the red one. I think it's the robot. And they are fun little machines for sure. Definitely fun to, because you could program something pretty quick in here, and just start adding effects and tweaking them. And you could take them anywhere. And look, I could take this. Like I would go for a walk in the park. I just put this around my neck. It's got a little speaker on there, but it's not very loud. But I haven't delved into the other more expensive stuff yet. I have the MPC Live, so I don't have any reason to get the OP1 at this time. I mean, I'm definitely into other ways of making music, and I might get one eventually, but I need to crack the code on the MPC Live still. I found when you made the MPC RC505 vid, I use an RC 505 too. Oh, I found you when you used. Oh, okay, nice. How do you, yeah, the 505. I haven't been using it a lot. I only use it a few times, but it's definitely awesome. I mean, because I got that before I got the MPC Live. So I'm like, how am I going to make live music? How am I going to do this live? So I was like, I'll just play drums into the RC505, loop it, play some guitars, loop it. But then I found out about the MPC Live, and I got the MPC Live, and I integrate them for a little bit. I did integrate them. They do work together. I did some videos about it, how to sync them and everything. But then I still have the 505, so I probably will do more videos. But like, I want to do this much, and I'm trying to funnel what I want to do into this much time. So. Alright, sorry, let's see. The 505 mixer. Let's see. What's your most wanted gear right now? I'm gonna be honest. I got some other stuff that I haven't shown yet because I want to kind of learn it and turn it on first. But I really would like to have the Electron analog rhythm, or however you say it, however you want to say it, the drum machine, the analog drum machine. I really want an analog drum machine, and I think the Electron's got it going on. Everything I've heard and seen on that Electron machine, it just sounds amazing. Water break. All right, yeah, Thomas K, good, sweet. So let's see, Bobby. So you make beats with the MPC Live, or what music do you like doing? So make beats. I don't know. I could bang out some 8-bar beats or whatever. But it's not. I more like to do longer structured songs. So if you look, just search MPC Live getting started. MPC Live getting started, and then the video should show up. It should be Matthew Stratton getting started quick and dirty final, and then you'll see kind of how I do things. But I also have other different jams. So if you look at my playlist, if you go and look at my playlist, you'll see MPC experiments. Check out those 2 videos because those are my more recent videos. You'll see one with the Digitone. So I got the Digitone. I put this right next to the MPC Live. And dude, I just crank out some jams, man. This thing is awesome. I love the Electron machines. Love them. I just got them. I'm new to them, but I mean, they just feel like the newer, like these knobs. They just feels nice. Buttons feel nice. You know, every machine is gonna have the faults and software issues, but it is what it is. Man, I can't believe that Pulse 2 with AC adapter is only $325. I wonder if it's broken or something. It just says used. Dude, that is a deal. I paid like 500 something for my Pulse 2, so shoot. But anyway, if you look at the MPC experiments, I have my MPC Live and my Electron Digitone sitting side by side. And then I got MIDI going into the Digitone. And I'm making music, man. It's awesome. So check that out if you want to see kind of some of the music I got going on. I got a project going on with my dead friends that we did a 2-song challenge. I haven't released the final work of it because I kind of want to remix it and finalize it before I do. And I also sent it to somebody to see if maybe they could put lyrics to it. So hopefully somebody will put lyrics to it. So maybe I'll come out with like a single, if you will, of it. But that's more hip-hop-y. I listen to everything. Like I listen to hip-hop, electronic music, rock music. You know, my roots are classical music. I started with the violin, but I just like to create music. And this is why I say continue to create, because if you're thinking about getting started, just get started, man. Go to the music store, find like the cheapest thing you could find, $10 or whatever, freaking buy it and pay for it. I found a pocket operator. I don't think it's there anymore, but I found the Office for under $20, brand new on Amazon. If you keep your eyes open, it's so cheap to get into making music now. It's like ridiculous. All right, so have you ever tried iPad apps? I've tried the, so I got the iPad to try the apps. I'm on my iPad right now. And I downloaded the MPC Pro app because I figured, well, I could take it around and make beats on it. And then I downloaded like a few inexpensive synths, like Inky, I think one of them was. I forget what they were called, but they sounded pretty cool. And I've been experimented a little bit, but then I got distracted. So, and to let you know, the LiveTrack L-12 is class compliant. So there's a switch on the back of it. You could switch it to class compliant, plug it right into the iPad using, I'll show you. You use this adapter. You plug it right in here. You could put this into your L-12. Plug this into your iPad, and power it on. It shows right up. And I tested it on the one that the GarageBand, the one that comes with Apple. And it works. All the tracks showed up in there, so it was working fine. And you don't have to install any drivers. You just plug it in. You're good to go. All right, what's next? Octatrack. Well, if you do follow my videos, you'll see I do have an Octatrack. I'm kind of keeping it in the background because that thing, you think about the MPCX. MPCX is so much, because I've had MPCs before, okay? I've had the 1000, 2000. I tried the studio software. I wasn't feeling the studio software. So I know a little bit about the MPC, but the Octatrack is a whole different plane of sampler. Octatrack Mark II will be the next gear after my drummer from another mother, Mr. Basic says. Yeah. Nice. That anything electronic, I love it. That Octatrack seems so powerful, and how you can set the different scenes on the Octatrack and use that fader and go in between the different scenes. Yo, it's gonna be fire. What is the IVC S3? What is the IVC S3? So YLR says IVC S3 is awesome. What is that? Oh, it's iPad app. Looks like it's modeled after some kind of synthesizer emulator. Okay, so the VCS3 emulator. I'll check it out. I mean, did it have a demo? It looks expensive. $15. I mean, I'd much rather use hardware, but it looks interesting. Yeah, DFAM, drummer from another mother. Dude. I looked at some people doing videos with that thing, and I don't understand what in the world's going on with that thing. So maybe Mr. Basic, if you get it, maybe you can explain it to me and make some videos, because I have no idea what's going on with that thing. All right, what do we got? Noise by Rolly is dope. Noise by Rolly. And so what mixer do you use? Noise by Rolly iOS app. Okay, that looks cool. So it's like the Rolly, it's like the little square Rolly device. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna roll right here for a sec. Still here. Don't go anywhere. I'm trying to find something. Just because there's a lot of questions about mixers and stuff and audio interfaces. Okay, so all right. So Thomas K says, what model using audio interface? So what do you mean by that? Do you mean like for the computer, or for what? 100 videos, 100 days. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I tried to do 30 videos in 30 days, and I made it to like 26. But I definitely had other videos made that I didn't want to release, and I had other videos recorded, but you know, still 26 and 30 days is pretty good. In 100 and 100 days, if you do that, Mr. Basic, you're going to, whatever you're putting in that video, whatever gear you're using, you're gonna like get so much better at using that gear. Number one. Number two, you're gonna get that much better at making videos. For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I noticed somebody did that. So electronic massacre did a Digitech 100 days challenge. That must be the guy that I've been seeing post, because you know, I'm in different groups, Facebook groups. He must have been the guy I kept seeing in there, and he did some cool stuff with that thing. So are you going to, Mr. Basic, are you going to pick like one device and do 100 videos on it? Are you going to do like one video on one thing, and one video on your drummer from another mother, one video on, you know, whatever? Are you going to do it all on one thing? What, two? Have you ever heard the two-shade MIDI controller? Just the drum. Oh yeah. Well, hey, I should be able to figure out something after watching 100 videos on one device. Oh, the expressive. You know, I did hear about this from Redman's recording. I'm going to be honest, because you know I watch. It's not like I only watch my own channel. I watch a lot of YouTubers' channels, and Redman's recording did a YouTube album. And he used this thing on there, and I was like, "What? That thing is, it's cool. It's cool. DOPE. The way he was using that thing." Jeremy, I am his patron. Yeah, buddy. Nice. Yeah, you need to make some cool stuff, man. Yeah. The what was that video he did with Andrew Andrew, where they sampled that Foreign Body song. That song that he did on that was freaking like wow. And then he layered like 100 synths, 100 plugins into one song. I'm like, how do you keep track of all that stuff? Yeah, he's definitely he definitely has some experience, for sure. Yeah, okay, so I wanted to go over something. Alright, since I was talking about mixers, right? Say you don't know anything about audio interfaces and mixers. Alright, so basically you have, if you're recording, if you want to use a computer, right? We're talking about audio interfaces. So if you want to use a computer, you have to have an audio interface. Now, computers have interfaces built into them that you can hear in your sound through your computer speakers. And honestly, I did record an album with that, a built-in. One of the first albums that I recorded with one of my bands was with trial software and an audio interface into the computer. So you can do it. But the problem is the latency is like seconds if you're using the one built in. Uh, but you can download now. You can download ASIO for all, and it does fix a lot of the latency. But if you really want to get better preamps and better inputs, you get something like this, and you could probably find this sub $100. This actual interface, and basically it has inputs, and these are microphone inputs and line inputs. And you just select what you're using right there, and it has where you can use a condenser microphone right there, okay? And it has direct monitoring. So if you got like your keyboard plugged in here, you can listen to your keyboard straight through here, and you're good to go. And it also has headphones with a separate volume, and then it has the master output, which comes out here to your speakers, or whatever, however you're hearing it, right? And then this is what connects to your computer. So you'll need something like this. Now this is a decent one. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2x2, or 2i2. And it works, it works just fine. You'll get your low latency, clean audio, everything like that. So now, say you have a setup like this, and you got your MPC Live and a Blofeld, and you want to hear both of that. Well, you only got 2 inputs. So what you need, yeah, you could plug each one individually and record each thing separately in your software, which does work. Or you can get a mixer, like I bought a Behringer mixer for sub $100 for less than $100, and plug that mixer into here, the outputs of that mixer into here, and you could plug your MPC, your Blofeld, everything, and record into there. And you have to record, it only has 2 inputs, so you have to record one by one. Or if you're doing a live jam, you can record your jam. So that's pretty much mixers and audio interfaces for you. My audio interface currently is this one. Again, this is, I haven't done a video about this yet. I will. Give me some time. I'll definitely break this thing down. But basically that's everything built into one, and I can do individual channels. Any more questions? Bobby asks, what DAW you like? Well, none currently. I'm going to start getting into the MPC 2.0 software though, because it has the audio tracks now. Now it is quirky. It's a little different than the other things, the other DAWs, but I haven't tried to use it yet, so I'm going to start using it. Because how I have been doing things, everything's standalone, recorded in my L-12 separate tracks, and mixing on the L-12. But yeah, man, I'm glad I'm doing this little chat, man. Thanks you guys for checking it out. Yeah, man, and like I say, I know it's going to be backwards. At Matthew Creating, if you're on Instagram, all that other stuff, you know, Twitter, that kind of stuff. I'm working on a website to at least have some kind of hub where everybody could go and kind of see, you know, break out from there. But, you know, YouTube's doing a pretty good job for me. All right, man. Cool. Yeah. Mr. Basic, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys could hear me sufficiently. I'm glad that you guys are hanging out, asking questions. I love it. I love this kind of conversation. I would actually like to get a some kind of place, like forum or Facebook group or something, where we could actually plug in tons of general questions, and you know, about, if you have more detailed questions about anything I covered, we could post them there, or like stuff like that. Hey, yeah, man, I think I'm about to sign off too in a minute, but cool, man. I'll check out your videos, man. I'll go check them out whenever whenever I log off here. But yeah, nice to meet you in the morning. Where, well, cool, for sure, for sure. Good morning. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little background about what I was doing, or about what I am doing, and why I'm doing it as a musician. For sure, because I know a lot of my videos are just boom, gear, gear, gear. Let's look at this gear. But you know, there's other stuff going on behind the scenes. Like I said, I'm working on copyrights, albums, different collaborations with multiple musicians. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I just wanted to update you guys with some of this stuff. I'm gonna do more videos. You know what I'm saying? I got gear laying around everywhere. I'm gonna try some things out. Yeah, and you know, I've been making music for a little while. I don't have a degree, but I have experience, and I learn as I go. And if you guys have any resources for me, let me know. I'll check them out. Let me know in the comments as well, where we can check them out later. Any more questions about mixers, let me know in the comments. And just comment any questions you have, or what mixer you might recommend for somebody. If you want to check out some of my songs about the MPC, go to the playlist, check out MPC Experiments. I do have MPC Live Getting Started Quick and Dirty series, where I make a song from beginning to end. If you want to see kind of my process, it kind of goes into it there. And yeah, continue to create. You know, I'm continuing to create. Hopefully you are too. And this is why I say continue to create, because I start creating music, I go away, start making it again, come back to it. And it's just like a mantra. It's a reminder to stay on the path. You know what I'm saying? Just keep making it. You know, whatever's going on, just keep making music. Why not? So, cool. There's a train coming by. I think that's a good time to sign off. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Remember, if you're new here, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff that people say. And see you in the next video. Peace out, y'all.